Hey Tax Pros, Tamer here with Tax Nitro, and in this video I'm going to show you how to turn your website, landing page, funnel, whatever your digital media into a converting machine. So this is actually going to help you acquire leads for free without having to do anything. And we're going to do that with this little thing on the right hand side of our screen here called the chat widget. Now we're going to use the chat widget and kind of automate it so that when someone puts their information in here, it automatically reaches out to them and asks them questions or gets them to select an option, right? So I'm going to show you just a 2-option method. You could add multiple options and automate the heck out of this thing. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. First, let's customize our chat widget. So to get to your chat widget, you're going to go to Sites and click on Chat Widget in the top here. Then what you want to do is enable your chat bubble and pop in an intro message. This intro message should be your hook. So click here to start your tax return virtually was my hook. You could put in, get a cash advance, get a free vacation when you book a call or file your taxes, whatever that hook might be. Pop it in there because this is what's going to pop up and they'll see that. Then feel free to edit your avatar image. I'm just going to stick with the default girl here because I don't want to put my ugly face on there. And you could also put your logo here. I will say that you could put your favicon or your logo in here so it looks like the business is talking. Return visitors, I recommend turning this off because if someone visits your website again, you want them to get that same hook that they originally got. Hey, file your taxes or whatever it might be. Then we can click on this little section here called widget window, and this is what happens when they actually click, and they can pop in their information here. You can ask them a specific question like, hey, pop in your info below and we'll text you on the phone number you place in the field below. You could put whatever you want in here. I generally recommend that you let them know that this is going to turn into a text message conversation. That way they put a valid phone number here. If they don't put a valid phone number, this won't work, right? So we need to get them to put in a real phone number. You could request an email as well. However, to get the fastest results possible, I highly recommend turning that off so that just text message is quicker. Then you can copy this legal message here. It's just, hey, we're going to message you because you're giving us your phone number. Widget color, this is the color of the actual widget here. Like you can change all this and then you can turn off branding. I don't even know if this shows up for you, but this is Tax Nitro. If you want it to say powered by Tax Nitro, you can, or you can turn that off. Once you have this done, go into your acknowledgement settings and then change this up. You could say, hey, thank you. One of our representatives will contact you shortly, and then you can go from there. Now, the next piece is to save this. And if you're going to be putting this on a Tax Nitro website or funnel, it's very easy to do. You just go to the funnel that you want to turn it on for. You go into the settings and you click chat or enable chat widget right here. So if it's disabled, it will not pop up on that funnel. If it's enabled, it will come up on that funnel. The other thing for websites is once this is done saving, we'll go into our websites here. There we go. Websites also work fairly similarly. So what you want to do is go into your website that you want to turn this on, go to settings and enable chat widget. That's the cool thing. Now, if you don't have a website or a landing page in Tax Nitro, you can still use this strategy. You can just click on Get Code, and it will automatically allow you to copy the chat widget code onto any page on your website. You might have like a person that can put this on your website for you, but this is completely done for you code. It will copy over the message, the colors, everything on there, and put it on there. You could also click on Get It for WordPress. If you have a WordPress site, we do have a WordPress plugin that you can just enable and drop it on your site. Now, this is all the boring stuff. Let's get into the fun stuff where we actually start to generate leads with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into automation. Now I've already created a little chat widget folder just to keep this all organized. So I'm going to go into my folder and I'm just going to create a new workflow, and this is where we're going to create our chatbot. And you're going to start from scratch and create. Now you guys can just follow along. I'll kind of explain as I'm working, but we're going to call this, chat widget activated, chat widget replied, or whatever you want to call it is fine, as long as you can recognize it and come back to this workflow later. Now real quick, I want you to allow multiple and auto mark as read under the settings section and save it. Now that that's done, let's get into some of the actions and the actual triggers that'll fire this bad boy off. So we're going to add a new workflow trigger, and we're going to find the contact replied trigger. So what we want to do is kind of scroll around and find contact actions, and I want to find the customer replied. You can also just type that in and you'll be good to go. Now I'm going to add a filter here, and my filter is going to be reply channel. And what channel is this? This means where are they replying? Where are they starting this conversation? Is it a phone call? Is it an email? We want to select chat widget and then save. The next step of this is just to save it so that this lights up and we can start creating conditions based on the trigger. But what we want to do is they message us. We want to instantly text them back and say, hi, contact first name. Thanks for reaching out. Just for full disclosure, I am this, or you could say this is Tax Nitro bot. You could literally just be transparent that, hey, this is an auto responder, but call it like, your company name bot. This is, Empire Tax bot. I have a few options for you to select from. And then you could say, reply book to book an appointment. And you could say virtual only or something like that. Or you could even say reply book to book an in-office appointment. And then you could say reply, put a little space here. This is where you're kind of coming up with all your options, right? Reply virtual to book a virtual appointment. And reply call to request a call from our office. So some people, they don't like these, I don't really want to speak to a bot. I just want to request a call or whatever this might be. Now, the other option for this is maybe you have multiple departments or multiple businesses inside of one Tax Nitro account. You could do reply credit repair to get on our credit repair calendar. Reply, and you can come up with a few different things. Reply bookkeeping, reply taxes, reply resolution, and each of those things sends them a calendar that will have that specific service on it. But now that we have this set, go ahead and save it and just remember your phrases here. So we have book, virtual, and call. And now what we're going to do is under that SMS, we're going to put a wait. And we're going to change the wait from wait for time delay to wait for contact reply. And what do we want to reply to? This SMS. And then you just save. So they message the chatbot messages them back. We wait for a reply. And then we're going to look up the if-else condition. So you can just type if up at the top and select if-else. And this is where we're going to go through our three things. So number one was book or in office. And we're going to select the segment for contact reply, replied message, and then you can do contains, and you can just do book or booked or books. I also like to add a condition and do an or. So this is like if they reply book or they reply, not contact, replied message contains book with a capital B, just to be extra safe. That way I know it'll work. And then I'm going to add a branch. And my second branch is going to be virtual. and then I'm going to do the same thing. Reply, contact reply, reply message. You can do contains, and you can do lowercase virtual, add a condition, and say or, contact reply, replied message contains, capital virtual, right? I'm only going to do 2 of these for the sake of time of the video here, but you can continue to add branches with different phrases. Just remember, the phrases need to be in this first text message, otherwise the client will not be aware that it's even an option. Now check this out. When they reply book, I'm going to send them just my calendar link. So I'm going to say, awesome. We have 2 offices. Are you closer to our Houston? We could say, which office are you closer to? And we could say, you know, address 123 Fake Street, Houston, Texas. You know, type out the whole address. I don't know, the zip codes in there. Or ABC Fake Street in Dallas, Texas, right? And then the zip code, whatever it is. And then you could be like, reply Houston to book with our Houston office, or reply Dallas to book with our Dallas office. You could do as many, again, this is just another if else here. You could also just have one office and send them your calendar link in this text, but we're going to pretend that you have 2 offices or a virtual calendar, and then we're going to do the same thing, guys. We're going to do wait underneath that text message, and we're going to say wait for a reply from, just make sure that when you scroll over this, it highlights. See how mine's kind of jumping? You'll see that. You could also label your SMSs, so you could say, you could call this Houston or Dallas, and it will reflect in the wait timer reply to Houston or Dallas. And that way you know what they're replying to, and you can know exactly what's going on. And then check this out, guys. We're going to do another if-else condition. And we're going to just say, Houston, customer replied, reply message contains Houston, and then add a branch, and we want to add that condition in there and do an or, replied message, contact reply, contains lowercase Houston, just in case their phone auto capitalizes. And then we got our Dallas location. We could say contact reply, reply message contains capital Dallas, and add a condition, or, and put contact reply contains lowercase Dallas. If I'm moving fast, guys, pause the video or rewind it and go back and watch that, because this is gold right here. So if they reply Houston or if they reply Dallas, you can then send them a text message that says, awesome, we love, or like, we'll see you at our, we could say this, awesome, book with our Dallas office here, and then put in your calendar link for your Dallas or your Houston office. Whoops. Make sure you're doing the correct text messages with the correct location, otherwise you'll get messed up. A little trick here, guys, if you want to copy this over, you just go boom, copy, copy action, and then click where you want to copy it. And then you have the same exact text message, and you just go change this to Dallas and save. Now, let's go find our calendar links. So we have our basic stuff set up. We have a chat bot that asks them if they want to book in office or virtual, if they want to choose Houston or Dallas, and then the actual links. So now it's time to put the icing on the cake here. We're going to go to our dashboard and go to settings and go to our calendars. Now, if you don't already have a Dallas or Houston calendar, you can actually create one. So you can do create calendar and set all that up. But I'm going to actually use this one right here. So Tamer's tax office at 123 Fake Street. You're just going to edit the calendar. And what I would do is put in the meeting location, the actual address, so you can reference that. So this is 123 Fake Street. Houston, Texas, yada, yada, yada. And you could have your second calendar be this one, Tamer's Colorado Tax and Finance. Ignore the Colorado. I know we're going to put Dallas, but this is where you could put in, your Dallas office. And this was just an example calendar. If you only have one user or one preparer, that's fine. I think it's always easier that way, but this would be ABC Fake Street, Dallas, Texas, and then save it. The reason why you want to differentiate is because when they book with this office or that office, on your confirmation, you want to put in the meeting location ID. And that is, we have those pre-built for you guys, but just in case you didn't know, I'm just going to pull up an appointment confirmation campaign we have built here as an example. So inside of here, you could say, hey, thanks for booking. Here's your appointment details. Here's the address. And then because we put the meeting location, we can go to the appointment custom value and put in the meeting location. And if they book with Dallas or they book with Houston, it'll put the correct address in there no matter what. So that's one thing you can do on your appointment confirmation to make that a lot easier in conjunction with your chat widget. But real quick, let's finish this off. We want to go grab our calendar links. So we're going to go and copy the scheduling link, go to our automation, and wherever you needed that link, go post it. Right? So here's how this works. Just remember, guys, I'm going to go down the line and show you exactly what happens with this conversation step by step. Just remember, we're going to do this very specifically because we only have one side built out up to Houston. All right, guys, let's test the chat widget out. So I'm going to go to my new lead and booking campaign. I'm going to make sure I got my chat widget turned on the funnel, and then I'm just going to hit preview and test it. I always recommend testing this stuff before you actually launch it. So we're going to do Tamer test. Got my phone number here, and I'm going to say I am ready to file. And send. Now I'm going to grab my phone here. My phone should be dinging. I'll kind of show you guys the other side of this as well. There we go. Just got a little message here. And let's go look at the message logs where you can see them. So here we go. Check this out. So Tamer texted in and said, hey, I'm ready to file. He came from the chat widget and he got a text immediately saying, hi, Tamer, thanks for reaching out. Just full disclosure, this is a chat bot. Reply book for in-office, reply virtual to book a virtual, or reply call to call. I'm going to text back book. My phone auto-capitalized it, so we're just going to make sure that works. And then boom, got another one sent over to me. It looks backwards on my side, but don't worry, on the phone, it is in order here, and it says, awesome, we have 2 offices. Which office are you closer to? We did Houston, right, guys? Let's do Houston. I'm going to type in Houston, and it's going to message me back. Boom, awesome. Go book with our Houston office. Now, here's the beauty. The customer can click on the appointment widget. They can go and book an appointment. I'm doing this right now. And I'm putting all my info in. And when they hit schedule meeting, if your calendar is automated, they should get an automated message that says like, hey, thanks for booking with us, yada, 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 right? But now you can go in here and you can see this guy booked an appointment for March 14th with, looks like Bruce Smith is the person who's going to take that appointment. The calendar is under Tamer's Colorado Tax and Finance, so they can actually book themselves in all through your chat widget. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then, of course, you can follow up with more automations like setting up your automated calendar reminders. You can customize that. You could even send Bruce here a message saying, hey, Tamer booked a call with you. Go make sure that you block your calendar off for that time. Just increases accountability all across the board, and it helps push your client to exactly where they need to be automatically. You don't have to make any calls. You don't have to do anything. This is just a widget that sits in the bottom corner of your website. Alrighty guys, that's all for today. Have a beautiful time customizing your chat widget. Just remember the key things here for your chat widget are gonna be the workflow trigger just needs to be reply channel chat widget, and then you text them some options and you set a wait for a reply. And then whatever conditions you want to do, another text message when they reply, and then a wait timer for that reply. And then again, they text back, we send a text back to them, and we just go back and forth. We play ping pong with them on the replies. Alrighty guys, enjoy. I know this was a longer video, but I hope you guys followed along, and you guys can all go set up your chat widgets and put them on your landing page or drop this onto your website. Have a great day, and we'll chat with you guys later.